Hello world, this is Maria Banga. Maria Banga, your psychotherapist, lawyer, woman, mother, so many things in one. But for the purposes of this series, kind of sharing my reading experience, my reading journey with this epic book by Dr. Perry and Oprah, What Happened to You and stuff. I'm just a woman living with post-traumatic stress disorder, and it's really kind of the anchor or one of the main diagnoses or situations that I'm looking at in this book that I'm exploring. Actually, the next chapter I'm going to read tomorrow is titled Post-Traumatic Wisdom. So I'm really looking forward to what I'm going to read tomorrow and if it's going to validate my own experience. Actually, the chapter I read today titled From Coping to Healing. Remember, I stopped reading the whole of last week. I didn't read this book because when I read it just 2 days, like I got it on Friday, by Sunday I was flat. I was all over the place with myself. I couldn't continue reading the book. I had cried, calmed down, done all kinds of things, and oh my goodness. So I learned a lot of things. The series are there in each video. I just put all the links so anybody can go back and watch any of those series. And I'm just sharing in a very authentic and vulnerable way, and so that people can maybe relate. People can learn different ways of coping and start on their own healing journeys or be encouraged on their own healing journeys. This is what this chapter is all about, how you cope and how you start on your healing journey and how you stay on your healing journey and how much love and compassion you show yourself. Because sometimes, as Dr. Perry really took his time to explain, and Oprah using the cases they use, I just love this book because they keep going back to cases upon cases, and Oprah uses her own experiences too, and the ones of the children from her OLAG in South Africa. And so, yeah, I use mine. Sometimes we cope in both healthy and unhealthy ways. So we cannot rule out all our coping mechanisms because some people think it's unhealthy. For example, take dissociation. Dissociation is not automatically an unhealthy way of coping with trauma or coping from trauma. And once you have mastered that, your brain has picked it up, you cannot just let go of it like that. And it was interesting to realize or read Dr. Perry say how reading, getting lost in books is a dissociation. And yeah, Oprah does that, and of course I do that too. And I am, yeah, some people say I'm a book addict, but I mean, I find comfort in my books. I learn a lot in my books. I wonder, I once said books take me roaming and roving, but in a safe place. There's no thing that can come out from a book to shake me off and all of those kind of, and I can put the book down when I want. I can get it, stuff like that. So yeah, and then sometimes daydreaming too, staying in your own head, coping from it, like eating, comfort food. You might just be adjusting the kind of food you're eating and when you're eating that and all of that. But we cope because we want to protect ourselves. We also cope because we choose those coping mechanisms because they are the safest one, or they're the easy ones to access, or that the ones we've been so used to. Some people cut, some people do drugs, some people drink alcohol, some people, all of those things. So we now have to start learning new ways of coping because life would always hit us hard with stress. I mean, I have a very good person in my life who lost a sibling yesterday, and it was like I myself, I was so hit. I just went walking. I don't even know how I got to where I got to. Like, it was, oh my goodness. Like, so how do we cope with that pain? What do we do with it? We let it out. Not like we don't cry. Okay, and I personally, I also cope in my life. I love the loo. I love to just stay me there and just be writing in my journal, just be dreaming and stuff. Some people can't stand it. People can't understand why. And there was a time when I wanted to fight myself, like don't go there or don't stay there. Time yourself 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes out of there. But I'm like, no, why? I'm not taking everything away from myself. That's okay. Now at least nobody is threatening you if you stay in there. Nobody is going to, You mustn't feel ashamed about it, and that's okay. Just make it much more comfortable, and stuff like that. Okay, so healing, it's a journey, it's a process. So it's not like in this chapter you're just going to get healed like that. They're actually encouraging being patient, and it's also helping me to understand that I have to be patient with my own clients and of course with myself, because it's a continuum. So it's something that continues, and anything can disrupt it. Today can be more intense than tomorrow. It depends on when the trauma started to happen in your life, a baby or an adult. And there is so much, so much, so much. So I want to encourage you, to get this book. My goodness, I think everybody has a story. I mean, I just made a new friend, and we were sharing our stories, and I'm like, huh? Like, wow. And so there's no way you are going to meet somebody who doesn't have a story. Everybody has. It might not just be as painful and traumatic as your own, or even children from what we will call wealthy homes have story. Once in my country, the son of a very, very, very wealthy man committed suicide by jumping over the bridge or driving over the bridge in his car. What could have led him to that? I don't know. Those are things people will be saying, hush, hush, but those are realities. And I've worked with children from wealthy homes who are on drugs and all of those things. And sometimes people want to say that spoiled children and all of that, but maybe it was the attention they didn't give at the child. Maybe it was this, maybe it was that. Some of those things are explored in the book. It's very interesting. So yeah, that's how I went through this chapter today. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm on the track, because Dr. Perry says the brain is malleable. Indeed, the brain is malleable. So, well, until tomorrow, remember that change is possible. The brain is malleable. You can move from coping to healing. God bless us all.